but it's just leading right into uh, my monologue anyway, of what I was uh, going to touch on anyway. And we are live on Zoom. We are live on YouTube. And we are live on the Sevens with Pi Frisbee Metatron's internet radio station. I am thankful and grateful for everybody to be here today. This is, and forgive me if I run right into it because we got a lot to cover today, and I want to be mindful of everyone's time today. But what we were just discussing before we came on live is really leading into what the monologue is about. We are in an opportune time right now. If we dial in to ourselves, to our innermost softness, our innermost creativity, our innermost entrepreneurship, our innermost intellectual, whatever it is that is the top of the line for us across every facet of life, if we tap into that this month, along with making those endings, completions, and graduations of the things that you know are no longer serving your highest good. They no longer align with you or your manifesting goals, desires, or active pursuits, or the relationship or the situation just came to an end. You know, things on in 3D, they run for a cycle, reasons, seasons, and time, and we don't get to determine those. Some things we do get to determine, and we all have went through a tremendous emotional gauntlet since the fall equinox, and whatever it is that has come up for you, in order for you to have to work through and deal with, that is the last thing or things that needed to be worked out of you in preparation of beginning a new cycle, 2026. Even if you don't start a new cycle in 2026, as soon as the calendar flips over to January 1st, 2026, because of this time constraint that we are under, America and the world starts a new cycle. Uh, uh, and it will culminate. The old cycle ends and the new cycle begins January 1st, but the culmination comes in August when all of the systems that a lot of us have have had our dealings with from time to time, and and we may feel that they are tilted in favor of one group or the other. Anything that has been out of balance, anything that has been oppressive, anything that has been uh, uh, exclusive, anything that has been used to keep certain folks in certain positions, any of those things, they come tumbling down. We already see the beginnings of it here in America. I want to tell everybody, I've been telling you guys for almost a year that it's been going on overseas. In Italy, the regular folks is cutting up. They don't want that oppressive stuff anymore. In like nine different regions and countries in Africa, they are cutting up. They are like, no, we're not taking this anymore. Germany, they're cutting up. Australia, they're cutting up. Hell, even in China, the folk are cutting up. So I want us to continue to pay attention to not just this kabuki political theater that's going on here in America. This shit that's going on in America is funny to me. It's first of all, it's not, it shouldn't be taken any more serious than you take the Saturday morning cartoons, because they have the least amount of effect on what the cosmos has instituted with this Pluto and Aquarius 20 plus year transit. It don't matter what the politicians do. It really doesn't. Cosmos got this thing. And then Uranus and Gemini until 2032. Yeah, that's when the real destruction is going to take place. 2025 was the last of the dress rehearsal. It was the last opportunity for folks to come clean. The last of them to say, okay, okay, okay. We've been telling these lies for all these years, but here we're gonna start telling you the truth. The ones who do not take that opportunity, which we can already see who's not, yeah, 2026 is going to be a reckoning year. It's going to be a really rough year for people who continue to lie and continue to profit off of lies. It's going to be really, really rough because playtime is over. We've had some astrological movements that you know we can finally feel that Pluto is in Aquarius for a long run. So let's come on with the come on. And so I want to get each of us ahead so that each of us can start off 2026 with a clean slate. I personally am starting a new 7-year cycle on my birthday, which is February 9th. I'll start a brand new 7-year cycle, and I am eager to get there. I'm worse than a little kid the night before his birthday. I want to go to sleep tonight and wake up in this February 9th already. Yeah, because I'm so eager to start this new cycle. I am equally eager for January 1st, 2026 to flip so that America can start going this way towards that wrecking ball. I, for one, am have always been. I want the small federal government. We don't need 8 million people working for the federal government. That's about 7,500,000 too many. We don't need that many people. The federal government should be dealing with securing the border, the police, and the military, and then let each state run their own business. Get out of this. The federal government does not need to be telling people in Nevada what to do. The governor of Nevada, that's their job. The council folks that we vote for here in Nevada. You understand what I mean? So I the smaller the Fed government, the happier that we all would be. We all would be. I believe this. If you can send Ukraine $200 billion, then send me my money back first. You send me the tax money that I paid first, and then you send that money overseas. I don't care about Ukraine, and I don't care. Let them fight their own. We're not the police of the world. And all of the corruption that's being uh, exposed. I'm not surprised. Anybody surprised that a group of folks illegally here got $1 billion from the government? I'm not. So all of this stuff, and it has to be exposed, and we have to have the outrage, and we have to have some embarrassment for some people. I, for one, am looking forward to the 19th of December when the Epstein files and shit come out. I'm really looking forward to it because I'm like this. Everybody who had participated in the sexual shenanigans with kids and in the trafficking of women for sex purposes can and should be prosecuted and sent straight to jail. Everybody. Even if it's some of the people I support and feel some type of way in a good way. I don't care who it is. If you were involved in the Epstein Island sexual shenanigans and the transportation of all of that and the secrecy and all that, you need to go to jail, period. So I'm looking forward to that coming out. I'm looking forward to the beginning of the new to start showing up. I'm good with the replay of the old. All we've been getting these past 6 months is the replay of the worst of what the old system can do. I'm looking forward to the new. So we're going to clean up any low-hanging fruit, any clutter. December's going to be a month of decluttering, and there's going to be all endings. You will think about them in a corporate mindset, not emotional. Forget the emotions. Emotions, yeah, have your ass crying on a bus stop in the snow. Yeah, corporate compromise and control. Make strategic moves this month. You move in silent this month, strategically, and protect your intuition, which means protect your soul. Don't just be oblivious to a dedicated plan. Once you see the plan that has been put into work, yeah, yeah, keep on spiritual guard. Keep on spiritual guard. 2026 for the individual is a move forward, a progress forward, a do more than even you thought type of year. Um, and it's to get out of your comfort zone year, and it's to make your own way year, and it's begin anew year. Any comments, any questions, any concerns? It's really important for each of us to stay in our own lane and out of everybody else's business this month. Just if you want to get into other people's business next year, that's fine. You can do it. But just this month, focus on yourself, narrow down your access, your access. Others on the outside have access to you. Narrow that down. Narrow that down. Spend more time uh, revising, restoring, and rejuvenating any of your projects or your goals or your desires or your active pursuits that are that close to just, yeah, we can do this now. Some of us are in different stages of that manifestation process. I'm that close with a couple of things. I know Dr. Tia, you're that close with a couple of things. Miss Williams, you're that close. And Zakia, I know you're that close too. So we're going to have a really good plan for December 2025 that's going to catapult us, each of us, into 2026. Sounds good? Sounds good. All right, all right. We are live. This is on the sevens with Pythias B. Metatron, where we come to awaken, ascend, and expand. I am Pythias B. Metatron, your host with the most. And today, it's a really good day to be me. You know, every day, it's a really good day to be me. I believe this, I live this, I bees this, and I require this. And I guarantee you this, should you make that mantra a part of your daily rituals, and then go about doing the things it motivates and inspires you to do, your life too will get better each and every day, exponentially. I believe that, man. Um, um, it's a wonderful day today, and we have a first-time guest. Would like for her to unmute herself and introduce herself to the fam. You're still muted. We can't hear you. Still can't hear you. It's okay. Oh, there you go. Oh, I can't hear you.
All planned. Are you able to hear me now?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. My name is Zakia. Thank you for inviting me to your show.
Absolutely. You're
I
welcome.
am so excited. I look forward to much enlightenment from this group. What else? I again want to reiterate on the 2025 December. I agree with you 100%. Lots of things have been coming
Yes.
for healing
Yes.
so we can move forward.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's my experience.
Absolutely.
So, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Good.
Again,
Good.
thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. You're welcome here anytime. You could drop your email address in the chat, and I'll put you on the mailing list, and you'll get the email every week. Um, and it's good to be here.
Absolutely.
And because you are first time to the show, you get a reading. I will do
Oh, wow.
astrology, numerology, and card reading for you.
That's
So
incredible. Wow.
before, before you leave, or either on the book, I'll send you a message and tell you exactly what I need. So, in fact, just wait till after the show, and then I'll send you something on Facebook in your DM and let you know what I need, and we can get started that way.
Wonderful. Thank you again.
You're very welcome. All right, this is December 2025, Master Self Monthly Zodiac Native Soul Vibrations. According to the numbers, because of the cosmic influences and the actual numerical influences that kick in because of that calendar that we use, that time system that we use, there are certain cycles that start, and a new cycle starts for the entire earth when that calendar flips over to January 1st. So December 2025's number has been chosen by the cosmos. It's a 18-9. And all of the numbers, uh, 1 through 9, and then the master number 11 and the master number 22, all of those will be operating under the influence of that 18-9 because this new cycle is about to start. Everybody is going to be not forced, but everybody's going to be compelled to shed dead weight. All of us this month. Those of us that do not want to release it or don't release it, it's going to be a very heavy 7 years from 2026 to 2032. Very heavy. Those of us that shed these things this month, oh, it's going to be a much lighter journey. So we're looking at December 2025 as the 18-9 month. This is about corporate compromise and control. This is about being the leader, the one, and looking at things from an industrious and profit-making viewpoint, the 8. Lead with your ambition and look to those things that you are doing as that one, and then look at what is really making a profit, what can make a profit, and what you're doing that you know ain't gonna make you nothing. And as emotionally attached as you may be to that thing that you do that don't make you nothing, that's the first thing that's got to go. The first. We're not taking any burdens into 2026. We're not taking any hardships into 2026. We're not taking any more self-inflicted wounds into 2026. You have to let them go, or they're going to be heavier on January 1st. Take my word for that. Brother Ryan, hook us up with that 18-9, the science. I gave you the soul. Here comes the science.
What I like about that 18-9 is, and I've already felt it, and we look at the one of the biggest shifts that we're going through is financial. And there's no coincidence with that 18-9. Your two best solutions is going to be spiritual or monetary or economic, being industrious. So everyone on this call, it doesn't matter what you're going through, when you process through your spirit what you believe your solutions are, or even if you get counsel or if you read something for counsel, always make sure you give some extra attention during this period to how can your finances or economic output or economic thinking or that mindset, how can that solve some things for you? And then how can you deepen and strengthen your universal connection? Move universally in commerce. Make sure your mindsets about the different things you do in commerce are conducive to where you want to go for your new starts.
Thank you for that, Ryan. All right, number ones under this 18-9 influence. Yours is to look at your ambitions, look at all of the avenues that you are currently involved in, and lessen your load. What I mean by that is choose to. Number ones, you guys naturally start a bunch of stuff. Number ones have a bunch of projects that are barely started or in some form of progress. Narrow them down. Number one, pick two. Pick two and dive in between now, spring equinox. Have it ready by spring equinox. Those of us who took advantage fall equinox were reaping the benefits. Narrow it down, number one. That's the soul. Ryan, give them the science.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with that one. Make sure before you take your leap, make sure that you have done a full assessment of what you can let go that could rejuvenate you. So sometimes gaining more is looking at what we can get rid of. So make sure you understand that once you know where you want to go, double back one more time this period and make sure and see if it was something that you can't reclaim or if you can't reposition or if you need to get your time back from this or get back your time from that. Like Mark said, what is not making economic sense, what is not in alignment spiritually that's making sense for where you want to go, cut that out and then take that leap. Make sure you clear out your economic and spiritual room, so to speak. Make sure you clear out those houses, so to speak, this period, and then lift off into your new creative projects.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, brother. Number twos. Oh, and everybody on here already knows this. However, we have a newcomer. These are the values of the of your name. So your first name, your middle name, your last name, how it appears on your birth certificate. We add those, each letter has a value, and then you add that up. And do you know your numbers? Yeah, we can go in the chat. Just put it in the chat. Um, uh, so it's
No, I don't know my numbers. Are you talking about gematria?
y- yeah, numerology, yes. That yeah, all of the same. Yes. Yes.
I know how to look it up.
Okay, well, I'm gonna when I get all the information, I'm gonna hook all that up anyway. So
Wonderful.
so
Thank
you'll
you.
know for the next call, you'll know.
Okay.
All right. Uh Number twos. Um yours is gonna be you're gonna have to do two things, number twos. You're gonna have to man up or woman up with the grown version draws this month. And it's one or two relationships or situations or circumstances or events are happening. There's one or two that y'all's asses is going to attempt to carry into 2026, and you need to weld them shut in 2025. Y'all got a couple of decisions that you got to make. Yeah, it's going. Yeah, you're gonna have to man or woman up this month and make those decisions. Because of all of the numbers, yours is the one more inclined to turn back and look. And y'all know what I mean. So no turning back to make a decision, weld the door shut, and take a few steps away and then breathe. That's the soul. Ryan, give them the science.
Yeah, watch where you give your compassion to and dig into personal development. So make sure you create a new start with something that you know you've been wanting to improve for yourself. What I do is I do something called a totality exercises. This is real good for people that have that two energy because sometimes they get so stuck in how they feel, plus them 1 minute wanting to be away from people, but the next minute wanting to be around people or need to be around people. You got to create some balance this period before you leap. So we're in a period of new starts. We're in a period of ending things that create beginnings. And before you do that, before you take that leap, assess where you're giving your compassion to, assess these new starts or create new starts that you know you need to make in your partnerships, and make sure you balance out your lifestyle and time for yourself while working with others this period. Be careful and selective who you make these new starts with. If there are projects where you do have to work with people, and don't be afraid to let people go. Do not carry any fear of, I need to work with you to get this done. Make sure you take some leaps in your relationships.
Thank you for that, brother. Um, Number threes. Uh, Yours is a creative balancing act. Three, you're going to have to get creative in how you navigate endings and fast beginnings because I have some three energy on the side of my chart that when I was a younger cat, it was really in full effect. And yeah, you could get asked to leave a job uh, and roll down the street and have to pick somebody up at another job and get a job like that fast. The endings and new beginnings um, almost are simultaneous for the three. So you're going to have to navigate yourself successfully and not get too emotionally down on an end and too emotionally high on a new beginning. You're gonna have to maintain some balance, and you're gonna have to. The only way you're gonna be able to do that is whatever your creative outlet is, do it and do it times two this month. That's the soul. Ryan, give him the science.
Yeah, that three energy, if there's anything that heightens the emotions, if there's anything that enhances your playfulness to things that may have created endings for you, make sure you become the observer of how you're thinking, how you're feeling, and how you're acting as that trinity all in one. And only do what's good for you. Um, Always carry with you a strong vibration of knowing that favor is on your side, that you almost have luck, just for lack of a better phrase, but the energy of favor is beyond luck. So make sure you know that you carry that into your new beginnings. Um, Look into yourself and do some clearing out on things that you know that trigger you, because you can go into this period reclaiming any type of emotional energy into more creativity. So channel any type of frustration to creativity. Watch if you notice people trigger you, make sure you pay attention to that and create a new beginning on how you do that, and stay in alignment with how you feel, think, and act, and make sure you're making moves that are productive. Nothing wrong with being playful. Find a way to make playfulness productive for you.
Thank you for that, Ryan. All right, all right. Number fours. Yours is you're naturally stable, you're naturally secure, you're naturally dependable. Those are the qualities of the four that I love and I embody the most because of my 22-4 last name. Your is everything that you have forgotten to do this year, all of those little things, because the four, you're good at, tackling a major project and a grand undertaking, and you're diligent about that, but there'll be little things that you let slip throughout the year that can accumulate. Whatever those are, this is your month to wrap those up. And number fours, go back and look through your mail that you have not looked through and you haven't thrown away in months. Don't just throw all that shit away because there's a opportunity in one of them envelopes, but you're gonna have to look through all of them to find it. That's the soul. Ryan, give them the science.
Make sure you're staying solid on being practical. This period, you can walk the tightrope. So, what I mean by the tightrope is, there's nothing wrong with staying structured. There's nothing wrong with staying a stickler, staying step by step, mapping things out, planning things out, almost in a militant energy. That can benefit you this period. If anybody comes at you this period, if you have four intensification under the 18-9, if they feel like you're being too serious, you're gonna have to get rid of them for this period, if not completely. This is a period where it's okay to be serious. It's okay to be structured. It's okay to stand on truth. Don't accept no bullshit other than the truth. Everything has to be done, created, and structured on the truth in a practical way. The truth and good, strong plans, good, logical, level headed plans, that is your superpower this period for any new start. Um, Make sure that you are taking care of your foundation. Make sure you double back and look at your foundation and see if it's any restructuring you can do to reclaim some energy for your new starts as well.
Thank you for that, brother. Number five, my point of security broken down. I have 14 letters in Mark Edward Pyle. That is my name on my birth certificate. There are 14 letters. 1 + 4 = that five. That's my point of security. I feel comfortable wherever that 14 is. Five, yours is to adventure somewhere new to get your courage to end something old. You're going to have to stretch yourself out into the unknown. Five, instead of your usual jaunts and usual haunts that you go to. Um, and look to end anything to prevent a tragedy. That's the soul. Ryan, give them the science.
So make sure number one that you're very excuse me, make sure number one that you are very, very careful about any and all transportation. That's number one. Some readings, some blends, some frequencies in particular, when they come together, there's that hot button. So it's nothing to fear. It's just something you really, really, really got to be aware of during this blend. And that is, if you're under the five vibration with the 18-9, be
Ugh.
careful where you're traveling first and foremost. That's very important. We want everybody to be safe. That's number one. Number two, make sure that if you are heading in any new directions, make sure that it's not a forced decision. Make sure that you're making your decisions from a higher place of power. Make sure that, remember, we're dealing with the one going into the 8, into the universal 9. So that's not just a universal connection. That's a powerful universal connection if you stay high side. So make sure all your new moves have a universal spiritual purpose to them. Make sure if it's any new starts you're doing, you're going in that new direction because of not just a financial reason, but a reason that you want to develop a new start in you. Don't let any restlessness create any hasty decisions. I know there's something that somebody under that frequency, if you have a 5 intensification right now, you want to break free from something, just make sure you're breaking free where you match up your logic, all odd numbers. Everybody has to stay in alignment with your actions, your words, how you feel. But in this period, you really got to stay ahead of that because you're in a privileged position to bust out. Busting out in different directions and trying things and new starts, that's in your favor. So what you normally wouldn't try, it's a good time to try it. Just make sure before you make that last leap, you are being careful and you always give it a spiritual universal tone to it. Always have a universal spiritual reason on why you're going in that new direction and stick to it and find something new about yourself that you want to take to the next level, that you want to evolve, that you want to upgrade. Look at the things in your life that you give the most time to. And if there's a way to upgrade that or for you to get more of a benefit for you or something new or a new offer that is a benefit for you, go ahead and take that leap.
Thank you for that, brother. Sixes. I got some 6 energy too in my name because Mark Edward Pyle added it up all the way across, and that is 66. So I have 11 sixes in my name. I have that energy. Yours is after all that you have done, sit down somewhere and serve yourself. I know how it feels, 6, to see something that is in need of either fixing or remedying, and you just boom, boom. This month, serve you and have a seat. 2026 is going to be a big year for folks with 6 energy. So relax. End the worst of your burdens. The 6, you're not going to give up all your burdens because you live through some of those burdens. But the worst of those are the ones that have really just ran their course. Let them go. That's the soul. Ryan, give them the science.
Yeah, with that 6, make sure you're careful who you're giving your duty to. So run an assessment and run an assessment from a place where you authentically care about you. Run an assessment from a place where as if you put yourself first in everything, and then look at the whole situation within yourself, with your spirit, as if you did put yourself first. And if in those dutiful situations, it makes more sense or it feels better to you to put you first, then as hard as it may be, you got to do that. You might have an issue with setting a boundary. Set the boundary and let that boundary fight your battle for you, and don't lift that boundary back up. That's number one. Number two, in terms of dealing with people, be careful, run an assessment of what you're taking on and carrying for people. I guarantee you there is something that you don't have to be carrying for somebody right now. Reclaim that energy because you have everything, any number, any intensification that you have during this period is not just jumping out and doing new things. It's always reclaiming. That's going to be for every number under the 18-9. But with the 6, it's an easy read because I guarantee you there's places where you're carrying people or you're carrying or taking on more than you have to take on. And it's okay. You need to give yourself real permission. And then a boundary needs to follow that permission on reclaiming your energy and your duty for what you want to do. There may be something you've always wanted to do. It may feel fated. Put your duty into that. Pay attention to where you're not receiving care from others and then make those adjustments. Stop being okay with it. Stop being okay with not having that reciprocity. If the reciprocity isn't there, they're showing you what you need to see. So take heed to that. And in the midst of setting your boundary, don't lose that love and harmony you have in you. Try to make peace, but not at the detriment of you.
Thank you for that, Ryan. All right. Number 7. I have a lot of 7 energy um, going on in and around me. Mark, M-A-R-K, adds up to a 16. 1 plus 6 is a 7. That's my first step. That's how I get down. That's how I look and view the world. That's how I act and react. Number 7's, yours is to snap out of it already and recognize the one or two things that you're really great at, really exceptional at, and just do those. Yours is more of being selective. However, you have to come out of your shell. You have to come out amongst the people. End your comfort and your solitude and go out, young man, go out, young lady, and smell some fresh air and interact with some fresh people and get over yourself this month. That's the soul. Ryan, give them the science.
I love the 7 energy under the 18-9 because you are going to have extra emotional clairvoyance, so to speak. Your intuition is going to be double spiritual. It's not just going to be double spiritual, it's going to be double spiritual plus an extra boost of power because you're dealing with an 18-9 plus a 7. So you got two very spiritual vibrations. And with the 7 and the 9, they have the fastest universal spiritual connections to intuition. So make sure that you're paying attention to yourself when you notice something. Make sure you believe somebody the first time. If they're showing you something weird, believe them the first time. This period, really, really believe your intuition. Step into your independence more. All of those things that you feel inside of you that is your truth and you know that's your truth, if you're not being or harming anybody in any way, living that truth, then live that truth. Don't harm yourself, don't harm others, but still find a way to move to the beat of your own spiritual drum. This is a good period to meditate. This is a good period to ritualize everything you do. So under the 18-9, a lot of your solutions to any issue you have universally is going to be looking at your economics and finances and then looking at your spiritual principles and how you live them. So when it comes to the 7, make sure that you are independently researching different ways to refine your craft. If you have a craft, pick that thing and then research and dig into it. Make sure you refine yourself this period economically and spiritually. And it's okay to take time to yourself. Even if you have to sit in darkness and let things come to you, you should get a lot of good downloads this period.
Thank you for that, my brother. All right. Number 8. The power, the ability to energize yourself. You have two interconnected curves that just constantly energize and motivate and inspire itself. The 8 doesn't need any other number to go with it to get motivated. It does that to itself. Yours is to find, further, and then fund one of your grand ideas. Pick one, because 8 for you, you guys do things over the top anyway. And with pomp and circumstance and all of the things. You guys got to have all of the things, and it's a big production, and there's nothing wrong with that. So pick one. One. Finish it. Find it. Finish it. Package it. Finesse it. And then push it out the nest. That's what you do in this month. That's the soul. Ryan, give him the science.
With that 8 under the 18-9, this is
Mm-hmm.
the time to be that executive. Even if it's a meek person, a person that you think is real meek, everybody has personal power. So make sure that every decision that you make, you stick to that decision with self-mastery. That 8 under an 18.9 is self-mastery for economic power.
Yes.
It's knowing what your personal power identity is. So you might have a loving identity, you might have a competitive identity. Depending on the settings, certain extra parts accentuate inside of self, male or female. If a man is sitting with his woman, he might be in a more masculine, nurturing energy. But if a man is in competition in a sport, he's definitely in his competitive energy. So I'm saying this to say, find your personal power identity this period and make sure you color it with that spiritual paintbrush. Don't just go after the money when you know that what you're going for is worth it. Make sure you assess the worth, stay in alignment, and master yourself to go to that next level economically, to go to that next level in your plans, and to go to that next level spiritually. So even if you listen to this right now and your money is good, there is a next powerful place you can go in your spiritual life. There is a more powerful place you can go in your personal power identity. Do not assume that anything is unchangeable or out of your hands, because it is. You just have to change the way you look at things, and the things you look at begin to change. And then you apply concentration on that path. So I always say this with the 8s, under the 18.9 especially, take time out to learn how to study, how to concentrate. Actually study concentrating. We all think that we can concentrate. And if you can stay on task for an hour, that's great. But what if this period you can stay on task 2 hours, 4 hours? Or you find a way to break things up. But overall, even in between the breaks, you still put a solid 2 to 4 hours in. This is the time to push yourself. You have an extra gear. So make sure you know what your personal power identity is. Make sure you're aligning your actions, words, and deeds with power. Make sure that what you're going towards, you've assessed that it's worth putting this effort in. And then when you know that, stick to self-mastery. It's okay to have a little pressure on yourself this period, because you have the power to break through it this period.
Thank you for that, my brother. Number 9s. I'm born on the 9th. So 9 is a very powerful number for me. It's almost like a daily basis type of fuel or connection. 9 is how I connect with the universe. 9's, yours is to wrap up all lingering programs and projects and uh, uh, 9, you the one that will take in the stray animals and the stray people and find, anybody in need of anything will walk right up to the 9, will pass the billionaire standing there talking and come talk to you because you're a 9. They just be attracted to you. Yours is to wrap up your projects and you have various people and projects and things in various stages of towards their manifestation. Just wrap all of those up so you can start fresh and clear in 2026 and look forward to adopting some new projects and new people and new strays. That's the soul. Give them the science, Ryan.
For people with 9 vibrational intensity during this 18.9 period, anything that is emotional, don't stay stuck in a rut. Find a way to look at things as a reclaiming. So you may feel like you lost a person, you may have lost a job, you may have lost your favorite t-shirt because your dryer was messing up. It doesn't matter. Look at every minute ending, anything that you may assume that is a loss, and get lost out of your vocabulary. It's not a loss. Sit there with spiritual eyes and find a way to look at everything as a new beginning and eliminate the word loss, whether it be emotionally, in your work, in commerce, in business, in your personal life, how you want to upgrade yourself. This is also a good time to check the ego. This is a great time to do some highly evolved spiritual work in checking the ego. This is a great time to self-check. You may not think you have an ego, and maybe you've mastered your ego, but this is a good time to reassess and walk back into that room. Imagine the door you have inside of you. It's time to walk into that ego door and see if it's really still in check, or is it running amok under you and you just can't tell. So this is also a good time to look at what you are getting out of or not getting out of your decisions. So there are certain things that you know you wanted to complete, but your decisions and actions don't line up with the fruition of that completion. You have to line your actions, words, deeds, thoughts, your vibration up with completion. This period, fall in love with completion and fall in love with inventiveness, because you could also mess around and pull an idea out the cosmos that could do something great in the world for people during this period. Don't lose any empathy, but be strategic with your empathy, and don't let empathy cloud logical business decisions.
Thank you for that, Ryan. Master number 11s. Yours is a twofold month. Yours is a close out a current mission and message, and then prepare to receive the new message after the 28th of December, but before the 1st. Yeah, I'm getting a direct message for y'all that, yeah, y'all's gonna get all folks with 11-2 vibration energy. Y'all gonna get a direct shot from the cosmos between the 28th, after the 28th and before the 1st. That's the soul, right? You give them the science.
Yeah, with that 11-2, that also applies to be selective with your compassion. If there is something on your spirit that you want to get out to people, family, or the world, just know that you can do it. Don't let your fear jump in front of something that you know is solid. This is another vibration where digging into personal development really helps you. This is another vibration where stepping out and being that leader. Do not let any thoughts run that back you away from or talk you down from your leadership. If it's something you know you got to be responsible about, if it's something that you know you got to blaze a trail, you have to be that leader, you have to be the example. Do not let anything talk you down from being the example of your work or the example you want to set for your family. Don't let anything talk you down from that. Make sure that when you're connecting with people, connect with people of quality. This period, try to connect with people of quality. Be very selective with who you start new projects with, and make sure it has a spiritual undertone, but don't allow any fear, emotions, or arguments to affect any business or affect any new starts. And if some of that has already been spiraling, make sure you recognize the spiral and pay attention to people when they show you things. So if there is no balance in your relationships and they've been showing you that repeatedly, then move on the information you know is real. Don't sit there and justify on why you should stay there. Do not let that voice run. So for that 11-2, make sure you step on what feels like a mission to you. Make sure you don't allow people to abuse you. Do not become a martyr or stay in a rut, and be that leader, and make sure you pay attention to what you're giving your attention to. Think about what you're thinking about. And every time you hear any voices of fear, argumentativeness, doubt, anything like that, do not let those voices run. Immediately visualize a stop sign or whatever is impactful to your consciousness that makes you think of stopping. And make sure you run that meditation this period. It should help you.
Thank you for that, brother. And then lastly, master number 22, my last name, Pyle, Pyle, adds up to a 22, which breaks down to a 4. Ryan's first step is a 22-4. Yours is a month of repositioning and reprioritizing, reshuffling of your business tree. Yeah. Folks with a 22-4 influence in, especially in their name, the first step, middle name, or the last name, you want to commercialize everything. I'm looking at lint balls down on the floor. I want to know if I bag up enough of them. If I go sell them somewhere, can somebody use them for something? But yours is for this month is to reshuffle your business tree, your pole, reshuffle it and push the most profitable things, push them to the top. And yeah, the ones that aren't profitable, either push them down or just take them off the tree. Yeah. Yeah. Yours is to rearrange your business tree, 22-4. That's the soul. Ryan, give us the science.
With that 22-4, structure is your friend. A strong, almost militant planning and sticking to that plan is your friend. Execution is your friend. When I say it's your friend, these are things that can really benefit how you get down if you really commit to them. If you really wholeheartedly say, I'm going to map out my day and I'm going to make the best 24 hours I can make. And I'm going to do that 30 times. And that's going to make me a great month. And if I make a great month, 12 months, I've made a great year. That's how methodical you want to be under this period. You want to trust your intuition about anything economic. Any type of curiosity you have for business, explore it. You're going to get ideas. Any type of curiosity you have for something that could outlive you or go beyond you that you can create the closest version you can and connect with people of great inventive means. Connect with engineers, connect with scientists, connect with app builders. If there's anybody of some type of particular skill that you need, that is an advanced skill, this is a great time to connect with them. You have to be around the best minds you can be around, and it's going to amplify your almost psychic ability for economic architecture. If you have 22-4 energy, you are the economic architect, you are the builder. So if there's something you know you wanted to build or something that you just found out that you want to build, this is the time to start structuring that out. Figure out what pieces is needed. Figure out what knowledge is needed. Figure out what skills are needed and start building yourself into that. Almost look at yourself as a builder. Almost look at like you're building a house. Every project you have, make sure that you know the right way to build it and build it from the ground up. Build it the right way. Responsibility is a superpower for you this period. And lastly, with them master numbers, your visualization has to always include timeline visualization. So with the 22, make sure that you are picturing what you did to get to where you wanted to be in the future, and then ask that future self and work your way backwards. So, for example, something I do, I have a 22-4 first step. My first name and last name are master numbers. What I like to do is when I want to get an idea, I genuinely want to pull an idea out the ethers. I go look for a place where I already got to, and I figured out what got me here. And if it's something new of an idea, or even if it's an inclination of an industry, I use that and work my way backwards and ask my higher self how I got there. And ideas come. And I think that'll be great for that 22-4 energy this period.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, my brother. Thank you. And that, ladies and gentlemen, are the soul vibes according to the numbers. Any comments, any questions, any concerns? Anybody have anything they'd like to say? Am I adding the number of letters in there? Okay. When we talk about these numbers 1 through 9 and then 11 and 22, we add the value of the letters in your name. No, 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 no. I'm not. We add them. We add them up. So Mark, my first name is Mark. M is equal to 4. A is equal to 1. R is 9. K is 2. 4 plus 1 plus 2 plus 9. Whatever. Mark adds up to 16. 1 plus 6 adds up to a 7. So I would listen to number 7. Edward, EDWARD adds up to a 28. 2 plus 8 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. So I would listen to number 1. Pile adds up to 22. 2 plus 2 equals 4. So I would listen to number 22 and I would listen to number 4. I have Mark Edward Pyle has 14 letters in it. Mark has 4, Pyle has 4, Edward has 6. 4 plus 6 plus 4 equals 14. That's my point of security. So 1 plus 4 equals 5. So I would listen to number 5. And I was born on February 9th. I was born on the 9. So I would listen to number 9. Those are the numbers. Those are how we determine which numbers that we listen to. So your first name, your middle name, and your birth name, your last name on your birth certificate. That is does your first name is your first step, middle name, and then your last name. That's your family Bao name. A Tia adds up to a 20. That's why you are walking in a 2 vibration. If you add up a Tia, it adds up to a 202. So that would make you listen to number 2. Any other questions? All right, all right. According to the cards and following the same theme, A is 1, T is 2. So that's 3, 12 with the 9. Y is 7, that's 19. A is 1, 20. ATIYA equals 20. 2 plus 0 equals 2. That's how a Tia comes to a 2. Capiche? Okay. And in conjunction with that 18-9, fine. The 18-9 influence for the numbers, all of the cards is all of the nines. It's the nine of clubs is the outlook. So we're gonna have to get in our heads and make the distinctions and end those things, but after much thought. This is not about willy-nilly. This is not about ending something and disrupting your whole life and making your situation worse. This is about going into serious thought and ending those burdens, ending those commitments, ending those obligations, ending those emotional attachments to those, to free yourself to be able to think clearly about which things you want to hold on to and how you want to make them better and manifest them. That's the soul of the 9 clubs. Ryan, give them the science as that long range.
With that 9 of clubs, something as simple as planning is actually a superpower if you stay in alignment. And with that 9 of clubs, you have to really dig into your plans and cut the fat. That's number one. If you have to drop things for the sake of something moving forward, so be it. Stay on logic about it. Don't let emotions make decisions where it's logic that gets you where you need to be. Just make the cut, make the ending. Ending makes room for things. I remember a long time ago when I was first learning the sciences, I was telling Mark I wanted a new car. He was like, well, when are you getting rid of the old? And he was like, well, if you make space for it, what you want to really show up. It'll really make the room for it. So that's a real thing. You have to fearlessly, under this 9 of clubs, let things go purely with logic, but make sure that your plans come from the highest level of knowledge you can tap into. So go collegiate, go deep experience, go with wisdom, somebody who's older than you, but tap into authoritative forms of information for what you want to plan about or what you are planning about. Make sure your plans are sound in the best of their abilities. And then make sure you move on logic with those plans. And then you'll be fine.
Thank you for that, brother. Our change or challenge agent, which has the effect of Pluto, is that nine of hearts. We must not get emotional about the endings or the new beginnings. You guys do know that for every ending, completion, and a graduation, there is a new beginning, start, and motivation. It just doesn't stop with the ending, although endings are the things that a lot of us fear the most. I like new beginnings, so I push for the ending. I'll help you out real quick. I see the ending coming 6 months late, 6 months ago. Oh no, you ain't gonna, I don't need to wait till December. It's June. Bounce. Yeah, I'll help you out. Nine of Hearts, don't get emotional about it and go back up into your mind and think of it logically and think of it think of it as with a business sense and not as an emotional attachment sense. That's the soul. Tell them the science about that nine of hearts in Pluto.
The Nine of Hearts in Pluto, the moment, again, the moment anything feels like it's about to be over or it's ending, I don't care if your favorite pen broke, don't give it no reaction. Don't spiral about it. This is a period of a real calm, strong strength. I don't know if you ever met like a real meek church lady, but she go through hell with her children and her family, but she never gets out of character. It's that calm strength to let things go and move forward when you know it's what you got to do. And one question you got to ask yourself as the Nine of Hearts is, what emotional drama story that I'm ready to get rid of? What type of emotional drama, whether it be with somebody or whether it be some dramatic reactions that you know you have to certain triggers, what story has been running almost like a movie of your own bad habits, of your own bad acting out dramatically? Be authentic with yourself and figure out what that is and calmly and smoothly let that go. This is a period of cool, calm strength. I don't care if your significant other or your partner or your mother says, you know what, I can't stand your ass no more. Calmly be like, well, I don't want to be around somebody that can't stand me, so let me get the fuck out your sight.
All
It's
right.
real simple. Just I'm talking about real calm ending, calm, strong strength. Um, don't lose your compassion. Don't lose having a good heart, but just know how to manage it and be selective with who you give your forgiveness to. And then
Absolutely.
lastly, do some soul work on your heart. Do some heart soul work. I'm talking about get a heart chakra reading, retune your body, get you some love quartz, some rose quartz. Really dig into some heart work this period.
Thank you for that, Ryan. Our manifesting effect or our result of getting in our minds and out of our emotions when we end things will be the nine of diamonds, the ultimate and universal value. You will receive the ultimate in value first, the immediate value of ending some of those situations and circumstances and events and relationships or entanglements or whatever it is, the immediate relief of some of those, and then some of the endings that we go through are going to show tangible results in the weeks, days, weeks, and months ahead. So that's the soul of the nine of diamonds result. Give them the science, my friend.
With that nine of diamonds, number one, watch your competitiveness. Number one, watch your competitiveness. Number one, find a happy medium between getting rid of things but not overdoing the giving. You have to find that tightrope where you can give but don't overgive. Uh, do not leave yourself in a position or leave any doors open where you could be taking a loss with someone. If you're dealing with somebody right now, or you're dealing with a company right now, or even if you're dealing with your lower self when it comes to your money habits, I don't know if anybody on this call has ever been attacked by the lower self when money's in your hand or when you're about to make a purchase, where you know you don't really need to blow that money, but you somehow sell yourself on why you should blow that money. Make sure you stay in front of those parts of yourself. Don't let any other parts, any ego, jump in front of your economic decisions or any decisions of how you give and receive value. Keep yourself open for receiving. And what I would study this period under the Nine of Diamonds influences, I would read about the Nine of Diamonds in particular, number one, but I would also read about um, um, receiving. I'm sorry, I would study receiving. Study receiving, keep yourself energetically open to receive. Make sure you don't let any type of emotional burdens make you make bad money decisions. Make sure you stay ahead of your time, your schedule, and your bills. If you know you got to get to a destination that normally you end up running into a little bit of traffic and you barely making it, start giving yourself some extra time. Start waking up earlier and then feel how good it feels to not rush. It's very important under the nine influence. You got a nine of diamonds. You got a bunch of other nine cards. Plus you got an 18-9. Definitely don't want to rush because when you're rushing under the nine of diamonds, you can end up losing something of value. Manage your habits better. Make sure you manage your habits with your money, right down to the smallest purchases. Make sure you're getting max value while getting the best deal you can get. And make sure you give that to others as well. It's okay to overgive, but make sure you overgive with love in the right areas. So there's nothing wrong with blessing somebody. Make sure you're blessing the right somebodies. Make sure you clear out all the old ways that you look at money. That's another good topic to study is spiritual means and spiritual ways of dealing with money. Make sure you pay attention to how you look at things when you make a purchase, how you're looking at things when someone asks you for something. No is a protection spell. Don't ever forget that. No is a protection spell. And lastly, study childhood trauma around value and money. Just look into it and just see, even if you have to get a reading or if you read about it or if you already know how to assess that, just assess and see if there are any childhood patterns with money as well and work on those also.
And then finally, our observer seat or environmental card is that nine of spades. Look to make beneficial cuts that will improve your health, your wellness, your ability to work, and your life and living situations. Everything else can be cut. If it doesn't deal with any of those areas, your health, work, life and living situation, and your wellness, your overall wellness, the rest can be cut and left in 2025. That's the soul. Tell them the science, Ryan.
Under that nine of spades, if there is anything that you know damn well that you're tired of, it could be from life, people, work. And I always make sure I tell you to include yourself. Don't be afraid to walk into that room and step into your own mess. The only way a room gets clean in your house is if you walk into the room, step into the mess, and clean it. So what I'm saying descriptively here is if there's anything about yourself that you're tired of, you tired of knowing you procrastinating, but you find a way to justify it, whether it be in your mind, your emotions, people, or a work or a project you bury yourself into to make you feel like you're not procrastinating. But really you are. If you're tired of that part of you, this is the time to do some great shadow work. Under that nine of spades, you can do some great shadow work to get rid of some things that affect your mental health, your emotional health, your physical health, even your mental, emotional, and physical health at work. If that needs to be changed or whatever you do, find a way to reposition things, set new boundaries, make a new beginning, start a new work project. And remember, under any nine vibration, make sure you eliminate the word lost out of your vocabulary. Everything that ends creates a beginning, and it's up to you to make sure that you are always prepared to recognize your beginning so you can vibrate properly out of anything that may look like a loss. Make sure you keep your vibration strong. Make sure you do some powerful manifestation rituals. Under this period, what I would study is I would study manifestation, I would study shadow work, I would study the subconscious mind, and I would study how what you do with your body and your work, how that could affect your mental health. Make sure you always stay in alignment with that. Know some good things to look into that should help you out. Make sure that you move on truth. If there's something you're suffering through, if there's some type of losses you're taking, make sure you know that that's really what's going on. And if you know that's what's going on and you see it happening and there's something you living through, almost like you dread it, you got to cut it off. You got to let it go. Anything you know you're suffering through, it's time to drop it. It's time to drop it. And the only way you drop it is before you physically drop it, you have to drop it in your mind. You have to drop it emotionally. You have to do the shadow work, almost like to positively use your ego to push yourself, even if you have to cuss yourself out to say, I am not going to take this anymore. This is the time to do it. And any break that does happen, just know that during this period, it was very karmic. So whether it be a smooth break, whether it be something unexpected, or whether it be very shocking, it's to your benefit this period. And then lastly, make sure you dig into your dream work. Your dream work. Make sure you cleanse yourself. Make sure you work with the subconscious and any type of psychic visions or type of intuition you get. Move on it. Don't even think. Don't even think about it. Just move on.
Thank you for that, Ryan. Thank you. Thank you. And now, the main event, so to speak, according to the planets and signs. The year 2025 is coming to a close, bringing lots of cosmic endings and beginnings. Today, December 4th, brings the last full moon of the year. This supermoon in Gemini makes our words more concise and direct. We will not mince words, and we will choose to be conscious of the information we share. On December 10th, Neptune in Pisces ends the retrograde journey that began on the 4th of July. We will be able to see beyond the veil and enhance our intuition. Dreams can and will come true if we believe in ourselves. Then Mercury re-enters Sag on the 11th, allowing us to step out of our comfort zone and be more adventurous. We might put our foot in our mouth a few times, so it will be essential to think before speaking and edit our thoughts before expressing them out loud or without thinking about how they can hurt those we care about. The action planet Mars moves into Capricorn on the 14th, highlighting our ambitions and active pursuits, all while also heightening our drive and determination for the next several weeks. The Sagittarius new moon occurs on the 19th, asking each of us to go on an internal vision quest. We will be ready, willing, and able to take more chances in love at this moment in time as well. The winter solstice and the sun's interest in the Capricorn on the 21st brings a new season and vibe into our lives. We will be practical, pragmatic, determined, and decisive in the weeks ahead. I like all of those adjectives. Venus, the planet of love and money, enters Capricorn on the 24th. This planetary placement wants each of us to work hard in matters of the soul. Plus, it can be domineering and controlling to assure it gets what it wants, and more importantly, what it needs to feel satisfied. As 2025 comes to a close, we will be able to reflect on what we wish to manifest in 2026. Mindfully, self-sustenance, self-sufficiency, self-determination, and self-actualization are at the top of the list. That's the soul of December's astrology Miss Williams is going to come through and give y'all the science. Take it away, Miss Williams.
Yes, how is everyone doing this evening? Happy full moon to all of you. All right, so let's get down to business. All right, welcome back this week. December 2025 is definitely, as we know, it is a closing ceremony for the year, but it's not going to be closing too gently just because right now, even we have a full moon in Gemini, and Gemini is a sign that is about communication. But with this full moon, the super moon, the theme is being able to tell the truth, unmask what has been hiding in the shadows, and be open to receiving messages that maybe we have not received before. We may have dodged it before, or we maybe just wasn't on the right frequency to receive it overall, which is basically what that is. So this full moon definitely gives us an ability to sharpen our communication, reveal dualities within the life and our choices, because we can be basically on two different timelines at one time because we haven't made a final choice or a decision just yet. So the split in our timeline due to our behaviors, being on the fence about things, can definitely come to light, which is give us an opportunity to expose some inconsistencies we may have with ourselves and how we move forward with things, how we communicate things. So this type of clarity to situations that are going to be brought up because we just got out of a Mercury retrograde. We're still in the shadow, and Mercury rules Gemini. Okay. So we get to assess as well everything that we've gone through over the next couple weeks. We kind of chip away at it. But with Mercury being the ruler of this full moon, and Mercury is currently in Scorpio, this full moon again is going to be asking us to basically ask ourselves a few questions like, what have you been afraid to say? What truth have you avoided hearing, like I said before? And what version of yourself have you outgrown? All right, Gemini does represent it connects us back to the third house. And that house does have to do with learning our environment. Okay, when we were in our childhood phase, what are some patterns that we picked up from our environments that we might still be holding on to when it comes to how we communicate or how we interact with people that we're kind of feel like we naturally close to? So this is definitely a great opportunity to expose some mental patterns that we have and to see where other people's true intentions are actually coming from, because you're going to be able to see them through their communication. You're not going to be able to really, they're not even going to be able to hide it, but you're not going to be able to ignore it either. So you could be getting direct messages, signs, or conversations that you've been meaning to have just suddenly just pop up for you to go ahead and take a dive in. And you start to get little puzzle pieces that start to click for you, and you begin to see the bigger picture. All right. So we did with Mark, we did kind of touch on the Mars Capricorn coming online December 14th. So this does give us an opportunity to be better disciplined, have a better, stronger drive, staying focused on a long-term vision, rebuild our physicality, make some good career moves, business strategies, think about how we can continue our endurance and keep things clean and stable so that we will have the strong roots or the backbone we need, that in areas we felt like maybe they were a little too soft. Saturn is in Pisces, where Pisces likes to dissolve. Saturn is about having strong boundaries. So there are some areas where in the past 30 years, we've now have come to understanding of where we may have been a little bit too lenient when it came to our boundaries with people during this transit, because Saturn's going to go into Aries in February, and this is like the wrap up. So the retrograde showed us like you was a little bit too soft or too forgiving, or you had too many, loose boundaries in these areas of your life. So now we get a time to clean it up. And Mars moving into Capricorn definitely give us ability to do that with a lot more intention. So over the next couple of weeks, we're going to be moving to the new moon energy, the new moon Sagittarius that takes place on December 19th with Lilith as well being in Sag. So there's going to be a shift where we got Mars going into Capricorn on the 14th. And then we have the Mercury is also going to move back into Sagittarius as well. And again, we're getting closer to moving out of the shadow period. So again, more clarity. But with the new moon in Sag with Lilith, this gives us an undertone of raw, more instinctual, more uncompromising energy. Sagittarius represents expansion, faith, higher vision. And then Lilith brings in the defiance, the self-sovereignty, the ability to reveal the truth that has been kind of shadowed or muddied up. Kind of reminds me of the Black Madonna, trying to basically say that, it was never whitewashed. It was just suit on the picture. Like, no, those originals were definitely melanated beings. Okay. We're not about to allow anybody with Lilith and Sag to try to cover up through control or certain power dynamics. We're not going to allow them to kind of muddy up the truth anymore. And the new moon is about us embracing the faith in us to expose those places within ourselves, which makes it easier to see on the outside. So this new moon moving forward is going to be asking us, where have you been silencing your wild knowing? Where is your soul calling you to expand and grow? And what are some outdated beliefs that we need to let go of during this new moon in Sagittarius that's going to start on the 19th of the month moving forward? So, and with Lilith, it's about, forging your own path, not the path of, the majority. Lilith, if you may be familiar or not, Lilith is quoted as being in Jewish tradition the first woman for Adam. And it was like she didn't want to compromise her stance in order to be equal in that relationship. It's like, why do I have to shrink myself? Why do I have to make myself smaller in order to show that I'm just as equal or just as powerful as you are? So with this combo pack we got going on, we'll be ready to feel guided to change what type of goals we have, the relationships, the spiritual path, the how we feel about our freedom, and what are we willing to do to have the freedom that we require to go through that expansion. That's going to connect us back to truth and purpose. Okay. And Sag is all about the reason for things in the first place. So we're going to have the solstice, of course. That's going to, again, highlight going into Capricorn season, where we get to go through the awareness of maturity, having sober realizations, having a desire to reorganize our lives and be more responsible or accountable, taking more leadership when it comes to getting things done, and deepening our devotion or commitment to things that we know is what's real and sustainable to us. So with Venus moving into Capricorn, and we already got Mars already in Capricorn, I like when the Mars and Venus are actually in the same sign, because it gives us ability to feel that balance of energy that we don't normally feel when they're in two different signs. So even though right now we do have them in Sagittarius, when they both walk into Capricorn, it's more of like a let's get real about the feminine and masculine parts of ourselves. Let's bring them together. Let's make them whole in a more grounded, no nonsense type of way. So with this and the sun also being here, Capricorn is not really the romantic fantasy type. It's real, like, romance don't pay for no bills. Okay, we got to get real about what's going on here.
Straight to the point. Yeah.
So it's like, are we building something? Do our values align? Are we consistent? Do you respect me? Okay, are we being respected in our relationships? And this could even apply to the relationship we have with our money. This can apply to relationships we have with our careers, are the things in our life that we choose to have long term requires a lot of intention, a lot of patience, and a lot of intention. So this energy with the sun and Venus being both in Capricorn when she first walks in, we're going to be prioritizing our loyalty, our stability, our maturity, the long-term compatibility. You want to be more intentional about where your energy, your time, and your efforts are going because you want it to be reciprocated in some way. And Venus is about reciprocation. Mars is about doing the action, but Venus is about reciprocation. And when you both have them online in unison and they're together, this is an alignment that can create something magical because you're going to feel the synchronicity of the masculine and feminine within you come to a point where it's like, okay, I can commit to this. I can, express my ambition. I can do this. And then your relationships or how you relate to other people, which is Venus, is going to give you ability to see other people or other situations where that energy is going to be reflected. And then you got your Mars being there is giving you that motivation to go get it done because you're going to have the drive to complete mission, not fail, not slow down, not take breaks, complete the mission. So if there are any new habits you want to start getting into now, do it now in December. And I was saying that a lot on Twitter too, like December, decenter, declutter, like
Declutter.
move it out.
Yes.
So we'll be rewiring how we do relationship blueprints with this. So we're experiencing that full moon Gemini, giving us the truth that's coming out. I actually just made myself a little cute jar for this full moon. So if you do celebrate your witchery, this will be a good moon to, clean your crystals. You can also make some moon water. All right. And you can use that moon water for your altar, or you can use it to clean up your home, or you can just, have it if you want to use it for something else that's special. But going from full moon to new moon over the next 2 weeks, we are definitely going to be breaking down some of the truth that comes to us because Sagittarius is about exploring those truths and seeing how they fit or they stick on the wall of life that our higher selves already gave us here to fulfill. We're going to start seeing the writings on the wall. It's going to make sense. And then it's all going to be like, wow. And it's going to be like, yeah. In Capricorn season, it's going to be like, yeah, but get to work.
Yeah, but yeah. Fun playtime is over. Okay, back to work, y'all.
Yeah, it's going to be like, yeah, that's fun, but get to work. It's not over yet.
Right.
Right. But it's I feel like December is definitely going to be a lot lighter than November was, of course, because, we don't have to deal with the water for a second.
Yes.
We'll still have that trine with Saturn and Jupiter as it goes retrograde, which is going to be during that time you had mentioned with the file revolution or revelation going on. So I'm like, yeah, justice need to be served. But I mean, most of that, is for entertainment purposes only.
It's kabuki theater, like I said. Yeah, that shit ain't got no effect on what's really happening. That's the distraction so that when what's really going on can happen. Yeah, that is kabuki theater. It's comical to me, man. It really is.
But that's definitely what I have for us this evening. Thank you for giving me the space to share some thoughts.
You're always welcome, and we appreciate your science that goes with my soul. Thank you, Miss Williams. Thank you. All right, we're going to move on to the Zodiac Natives soul vibrations. You want to listen to your sun sign, your moon sign, rising sign. If you got 3 or more placements or a stellium in your chart, You want to listen to that as well. And if you want to be nosy and listen to what's going on with your significant other or coworker or checkout person at the store, then you can listen to their sun sign if you know theirs. All right, Aries, got one for you. On the 4th today, the Gemini full moon energizes your third house of communication, curiosity, and connection. Conversations will flow with depth, bringing insights that inform you of your next step. Whether it will be an honest talk or a creative project or a post, your message will definitely resonate. Neptune stations direct in Pisces on the 10th, restoring energy in your 12th house of rest and reflection. Clarity will return slowly, like sunlight through the fog. Music, dreams, and your imagination will bring inspiration back into your life. You will be ready to chase curiosity again as Mercury enters Sag on the 11th, lighting up your ninth house of travel, wisdom, and expansion. Delays will lift, plans will finalize, and motivation will return. Sign up for the class, book the flight, or revisit that half-finished idea from November. When Mars enters Capricorn on the 14th, your 10th house of career and influence will come into sharper focus. Your personal and professional ambition will be highlighted and heightened with your passion leading the way. Take your time and empower your consistent effort. Forward momentum builds when you blend your self-discipline with direction. The Sag new moon on the 19th reinvigorates your sense of adventure, bringing exciting ideas that will have you feeling both grounded and wild. In squares to Neptune, and in squares to Saturn and Neptune in Pisces, your challenge will be to balance your wishful thinking with a realistic plan. The sun enters Cappy on the 21st, coinciding with the solstice, to illuminate your emerging and manifesting goals, desires, and active pursuits. The spotlight will feel earned and recognition will follow. You will feel magnetic and in high demand when Venus enters Cappy on the 24th, helping you close 2025 with success and authentic power. Your standout days, Aries, is the 1st, the 19th, and the 24th. Your challenging days, 14th, 21st, and the 27th. Welcome to a month of forward momentum and self-mastery, my ascending Aries natives. Taurus natives, got one for you. This Gemini full moon on today illuminates your second house of income, priorities, and self-worth. It brings new awareness around what is and will be truly worth your energy. In a square to the North Node in Pisces, this lunation reminds you that prosperity expands when you collaborate. Neptune stations direct in Pisces on the 10th, restoring your confidence in and for your future. Neptune lights up your 11th house of friendship with renewed imagination, reconnecting you to the allies that keep you inspired. Mercury re-enters Sag on the 11th, illuminating your 8th house of shared resources, trust, and emotional entanglements. Long overdue conversations will take place, while topics around finances or intimacy might resurface. Honesty, as always, is the best policy. Mars enters Cappy on the 14th, awakening your 9th house of travel, adventure, and personal growth. Your curiosity fuels your momentum, and your actions will bring your solutions. You might explore a new place, idea, or philosophy that shapes your perspective in a very bold and overdue way. The Sag new moon on the 19th will bring intensity that requires your emotional and financial maturity. With Saturn and Neptune and Pisces forming 10th squares to the moon, You will see how a lack of boundaries drains your potential. Now is the time for you to make decisions that nurture both expansion and peace. The sun entering Cappy on the 21st, ushering in the winter solstice and a season of success. When Venus enters Capricorn on the 24th, your personal pleasure merges with your purpose, infusing your plans with warmth and creativity. You close 2025 feeling and being grounded, grateful, and totally empowered. Your standout days are the 3rd, the 11th, and the 30th. Challenging days, the 10th, the 15th, and the 24th. Welcome to a month of values and visionary upgrades, my ascending Taurus natives. Gemini, got one for you. The Gemini full moon in your sign on today is your cosmic permission slip to get radically real about who you are. Squaring the North Node in Pisces, it shines a spotlight on your 10th house of influence. This is the universe showing you how your personality is your best asset. On the 10th, Neptune stations direct in Pisces, finally clearing the fog around your professional path. Those big, beautiful goals, desires, and active pursuits you secretly hold will start feeling possible again. Follow what excites you, and the vision will manifest from there. Mercury moves into Sagittarius on the 11th, turning your 7th house of love into a stage. Through honesty, you can and will find closure, or you will reach a new level of understanding within your closest relationships. Your charm is your secret weapon for connection. Mars enters Capricorn on the 14th and supercharges your 8th house of money and emotional entanglements. Your partnership commitments and your intimate investments will come into focus. It will be a time to build your personal security rather than encourage your shallow connections. On the 19th, the exciting Sag new moon will bring a fresh start in a relationship. However, squares to Saturn and Neptune will trigger trust issues. Some alliances will test you, and yet this helps you define the terms of engagement for the future. Cappy season begins on the 21st, initiating a powerful transformation. This will be the time for you to fully release the past and upgrade. Venus arrives in Capricorn on the 24th and will anchor your emerging goals, desires, and active pursuits in reality. You will end 2025 with connections that feel solid, mutually invested, and deeply rewarding. Your standout days are the 4th, the 13th, and the 31st. Challenging days, the 5th, the 11th, and the 24th. Welcome to and get ready for a month of revelation and realignment, my ascending Gemini natives. Cancer natives, this one is important to me too. This one is for you. Under the Gemini full moon on December 4th, your 12th house of rest and endings overflows with emotions. Your secrets begin to stir, your memories begin to echo, and your subconscious begins to speak up. This lunation squares the North Node in Pisces, reminding you that relaxation is sacred. Clearing emotional clutter, digital, mental, physical, and emotional, makes space for truth. On December 10th, Neptune stations direct in Pisces and your 9th house of personal perspective and adventure. New insight will arrive through your conversations or your fated, F-A-T-E-D, fated coincidences. Your next chapter is being defined by what inspires you. Mercury re-enters Sag on the 11th, stirring your 6th house of daily rhythm and routines, wellness, and work. Routines feel lighter and more aligned. You will find the momentum to follow through on something from late November. Mars charges into Capricorn on the 14th, awakening your realm of love and partnership. Whether in love or business, honesty is the only way to access mutual progress. The Sag new moon on the 19th will ask you for consistency. With Saturn and Neptune and Pisces squaring this lunation, grounding your vision in structure becomes the key to your success. Small commitments create your growth. The sun's arrival in Cappy on the 21st brings the solstice. Your energy will redirect towards those who love you with a purpose. Venus enters Capricorn on the 24th and will ask you to reaffirm and reset your boundaries. Oh, hold on. Shit jumping around. Gemini, Cancer. You will close 2025 with warmth, mutual care, and a deeper sense of acceptance. The relationships that remain are the ones truly meant for you. Standout days are the 6th, the 7th, and the 16th. Your challenging days are the 14th, 21st, and the 27th. Welcome to a month of closure and connection, my ascending Cancer natives. Another one that's important to me, Leo natives. This one is for you. The Gemini full moon on today shines in your 11th house of community, collaboration, and long-term vision. A goal you have been nurturing might finally reveal its outcome. This lunation, squared by the North Node in Pisces, pushes you towards deeper soul-level alignment with others. Neptune stations direct in Pisces on December 10th, awakening your 8th house of emotional depth and finances. Your and others' hidden motivations will rise to the surface. Partnerships or energetic exchanges will come into focus, offering you a chance to reestablish balance. Mercury enters Sag on the 11th, reactivating your 5th house of creativity and personal pleasure. Conversations and ideas from late November return with fresh energy. Your passion projects and your flirty connections will amp up, and the spark will feel genuine again, reminding you that joy is productive. Drive meets focus, and your work ethic grows when Mars enters Cappy on the 14th. Refining your daily habits fuels the long game, so invest wisely. Your progress will build with every confident step. The Sag new moon on the 19th will amplify your emotional energy as it squares Saturn and Neptune in Pisces. Dream big, however, stay grounded in your values. Your creative or romantic fantasies will need a tangible plan to thrive, and this lunation will help you design it. The sun enters Cappy on the 21st, and the winter solstice highlights your purpose and your talents. Venus enters Cappy on the 24th, adding charm and grace to your daily flow. You will close 2025 feeling capable, connected, and ready for a brighter year ahead. Your standout days are the 8th, the 19th, and the 28th. Your challenging days are the 1st, the 9th, and the 15th. Welcome to a month of physical expansion and personal evolution, my ascending Leo natives. Virgos, got one for you. The month jumps off underneath the Gemini full moon on the 4th, casting bright light across your 10th house of visibility and professional purpose. A project will reach a turning point and will call for you to reflect on what genuine success really means to you. With the North Node in Pisces squaring this full moon, the status and strength of your partnerships will influence your next steps to be taken. Someone's belief in you could mirror the trust you have been rebuilding within yourself. Neptune stations direct in Pisces on the 10th, and your seventh house of love and collaboration comes alive. Clarity replaces uncertainty, and your conversations will begin to feel more genuine. The people who match your vibe will reveal themselves, while the ones who drain your energy will naturally fall off. Your fourth house of home, foundation, and emotional grounding will become your anchor when Mercury re enters Sagittarius on December 11th. Revisit your unresolved feelings and revise your family dynamics, and even rejuvenate your home decor to create an environment for calm and consistent creativity. Mars rushes into Cappy on the 14th, igniting your fifth house of romance and play. Your full passion returns to your work, and your sense of purpose expands. Sag's new moon on the 19th invites a fresh emotional beginning that feels safe and satisfying. Because it squares Saturn and Neptune in Pisces, this lunation tests your beliefs in the future. Nurture what sustains you while recognizing the boundaries needed to protect your peace. Sun enters Cappy on the 21st, bringing in the solstice, bringing exciting optimism and energy. Venus enters Cappy on the 24th, turning your old cravings into new connections. You're close. You close 2025 grateful, grounded, and glowing from within. Welcome to a month of direction and devotion, my ascending Virgo natives. Libras, got one for you. The Gemini full moon on today lights up your ninth house of adventure and learning. A hard truth is finally revealed, and it shows you where your growth requires inner courage. Whether you are sharing your story, returning to school, or expanding your worldview, this lunation encourages you to live fully. Neptune stations direct in Pisces on the 10th, awakening your sixth house of work and daily rituals and routines. Pay attention to what genuinely supports your energy, recognizing which routines that nourish your body and protect your peace are your foundation for success. Your third house of creativity, communication, and curiosity will be awakened on December 11th when Mercury re-enters Sag. Your charisma will bring lightness when a topic from late November resurfaces. Mars enters Capricorn on the 14th, bringing warmth to your fourth house of home, familial roots, and emotional grounding. You could feel inspired to rearrange your space, or you could spend quality time with supportive loved ones. Nurturing your environment nurtures your confidence. The Sag new moon on the 19th invites fresh ways for you to communicate and connect and write and collaborate. Saturn and Neptune in Pisces square this lunation, reminding you that structure sustains your creativity. Following through is definitely a special talent indeed. The sun enters Cappy on the 21st, and the winter solstice deepens your connection to your heart space. Venus follows into Cappy on the 24th, helping your love nature to grow and strengthen. You will end 2025 surrounded by reciprocal love. Enjoy deepening your family ties as you strengthen your chosen family closeness, and your private world will finally align with your sense of peace. Standout days, the 5th, the 13th, the 23rd. Challenging days, the 1st, the 7th, and the 21st. Welcome to a month of insights and recalibration, my ascending Libra natives. Scorpio natives, got one for you. Today's Gemini full moon triggers your eighth house of shared resources and intimate entanglements. Your hidden emotions will surface, and you will command loyalty. With a square to the North Node in Pisces, this full moon will show you where your energy is leaking away. Neptune stations direct in Pisces on the 10th, awakening your fifth house of personal pleasure and passion. By following your imagination to somewhere totally unexpected, you will unlock your true freedom and have immediate access to new options. Your second house of money and self-determination will be activated when Mercury re-enters Sagittarius on the 11th. Conversations and plans from late November will need new clarification or new boundaries. Say what you mean, because when your words align with integrity, opportunities will follow. Mars enters Capricorn on the 14th, energizing your third house of communication, learning, and local community. There will be a powerful fuel behind your messages. Personal projects, pitching, and negotiations of all kind will pick up speed as you will find your voice. Lean into your natural curiosity and reach out to others to amplify your influence. The Sag new moon on the 19th renews your confidence, linking new beginnings to your success and your stability. With Saturn and Neptune and Pisces squaring this new moon, your emerging goals, desires, and active pursuits will require structure and your dedication. This will be a time for you to redefine what practical abundance feels like at your soul core level. On the 21st, the sun enters Cappy and the winter solstice activates your mind. Now is the time for you to dive in and master the art of communication. Venus follows and enters Capricorn on the 24th, amplifying your personal charm. You will close 2025 with clarity, creative fire, and connections that feel alive with possibility. Your standout days are the 6th, the 7th, and the 11th. Challenging days, the 1st, the 15th, and the 24th. Welcome to a month of personal power and perfecting perspective, my ascending Scorpio natives. All right, y'all. These next three in a row are really important to me. Sag natives, got one for you. The Gemini full moon on the 4th lights up your 7th house of intimate partnership and love, turning your relationships into your mirror. Your emotional intelligence will be reflected back to you. What do you see? Be honest, Sagittarius. With the North Node in Pisces squaring this full moon, empathy and self-awareness becomes your medicine. Neptune stations direct in Pisces on the 10th, illuminating your 4th house of home, family, and emotional foundations. Comfort will be an atmosphere for you to create on purpose. The more intention you bring to your environment, the safer your soul will feel. A half-finished personal project or memory might resurface. When Mercury re-enters your sign on the 11th, your 1st house of identity will come alive. You will be extra quick, extra clever, and effortlessly charming when speaking from the soul. Expect momentum in personal projects and in your entrepreneurial plans, opportunities, and ideas. Your natural curiosity will be contagious, and your laughter will be magnetic and magical. Mars enters Cappy on the 14th, activating your 2nd house of money, priorities, and legacy. Make sure that your discipline and your ambition weave together so you can turn your creative sparks into measurable successes. Now is the time for you to align your time, talent, and tangible resources. The Sagittarius new moon is in your sign on the 19th, will bring you a full body reset. With Saturn and Neptune and Pisces squaring this lunation, your manifestations will need structure and proof of your devotion. Your tangible growth and sense of stability will be highlighted when the sun enters Cappy on the 21st, the solstice. Venus follows into Capricorn on the 24th, bringing beauty and triumph to your story. You will end 2025 with presence, prosperity, and a well-earned sense of courage. Your standout days are the 1st, the 11th, and the 19th. Your challenging days are the 8th, the 14th, the 16th, and the 23rd. Welcome to a month of cosmic alignment and spiritual awakening, my ascending Sagittarius natives. All right. Capricorns, got one for y'all, us. A shift in your schedule or your mindset could help you finally create during the full moon on the day. Now is the time for you to create harmony between what you do and how you feel. With the North Node in Pisces squaring this, small adjustments will bring major results. It will be all about communication when Neptune stations direct in Pisces on the 10th, illuminating your third house of connection and learning. Words will flow effortlessly and connections will feel meaningful. A conversation or idea could change the way you think about your future. Mercury re-enters Sag on the 11th, awakening your 10th house of rest and endings. Themes from late November might reappear, this time for gentle and final closure. This is your cue to pause, clear your mind, and let your intuition lead. Inspiration speaks softly and yet clearly when you slow down long enough to hear it. Mars enters your sign on the 14th, awakening your first house of identity and manifestation. Your creative and entrepreneurial energy returns in full force, and your presence commands attention. You will be moving with purpose, and people will definitely notice. Progress now feels personal. The Sag new moon on the 19th offers emotional release before a fresh start. With Saturn and Neptune and Pisces squaring this, grounding your fantasies brings you peace. The sun's arrival in Cappy on the 21st welcomes your season and the winter solstice. Venus enters the sign on the 24th to activate your confidence. You will close 2025 with the glow of accomplishment as you carry your visions into 2026. Your standout days, 14th, 21st, and the 24th. Your challenging days, the 7th, the 14th, and the 27th. Welcome to a month of progressive forward movement and self-embodiment, my ascending Capricorn natives. Aquarius natives, got one for you. Something you have been creating, sharing, or nurturing reaches an emotional high point during the Gemini full moon on the 4th. Illuminating your 5th house of personal and physical pleasure and play, this full moon shows you the rewards of joy. With the North Node in Pisces squaring this lunation, you will be reminded that life does not always have to be so serious. Neptune stations direct in Pisces on the 10th, awakening your 2nd house of money and priorities. A hazy plan now feels crystal clear, and you will begin to see how your ideas can fund your future. Financial or emotional confidence grows. Mercury enters Sag on the 11th and re-energizes your 11th house of friendship, community, and faith. Your social circles will definitely expand. You will be extra magnetic and extra funny and full of stories that people will resonate with instantly. Mars moves into Cappy on the 14th and activates your 12th house of rest and reflection. Your energy does not disappear. However, it will need to refine itself. This is your season for strategic solitude and for clearing out all toxic energy drains. The Sagittarius new moon on the 19th asks for you to be optimistic with your personal and professional accountability. Saturn and Neptune in Pisces will square this new moon, asking you to be clear with others. You will be leading the charge. The sun enters Capricorn on the 21st, inviting quiet celebration. Now will be the time for you to reflect on your success and on your quiet wins and on your immediate and present futures. When Venus enters Cappy on the 24th, it will trigger your compassion and your cravings. You will end 2025 powerfully glowing, totally inspired, and ready for the clean slate that promises new adventures. Your standout days are the 3rd, the 13th, and the 23rd. Your challenging days, the 7th, 15th, and the 29th. Welcome to a month of originality and self-trust, my ascending Aquarius natives. And then finally, Pisces natives, got one for you. Comfort and clearing space will feel like a spiritual experience during the Gemini full moon on the 4th. That highlights your 4th house of emotions and environment. With the North Node in your sign squaring this lunation, honesty becomes your most restorative act. Neptune stations direct in Pisces on the 10th, reawakening your intuition, your creativity, and your Pisces sparkle. Ideas you once brushed off will now feel brilliant again. Inspiration will sneak in through playlist, pleasure, or a well-timed compliment. When Mercury enters Sagittarius on the 11th, your 10th house of career, visibility, and purpose gains power. People will be paying attention, so say what you mean and mean it authentically. A stalled idea or opportunity returns, however, this time with actual promise. Mars moves into Cappy on the 14th, energizing your 11th house of friendship and faith. You will be the glue holding something together, even if no one says it. Surround yourself with people who understand you. The Sagittarius new moon on the 19th will reset your 10th house of influence and legacy. With Saturn and Neptune's involvement, those who underestimated you will be proven wrong. This is main character energy. A shared project or purpose could come to light when the sun enters Cappy on the 21st and brings in the solstice. Venus also enters Cappy on the 24th and will demand that you put your pleasure first. This is your time to laugh with your favorite people and wrap yourself up in good conversations and beautiful music. You will end 2025 surrounded by proof that alignment feels like love. Your standout days are the 7th, 16th, and the 26th. And your challenging days are the 5th, the 18th, and the 20th. Welcome to a month of grounding and glow ups, my ascending Pisces natives. And always, as always, remember to be authentically you, unapologetically. And what you set into motion shall come back and greet you. And your mastered self always, always, always awaits you. Any comments, any questions, any concerns? How'd I do on these Zodiac natives, my astrologers that are online here?
It wasn't just the astrology. It was everything. The
All right.
endings, the nines. So everything was just on point. Everything Ryan said, everything Miss Williams said, absolutely right. Yeah. So
Bravo, 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 bravo. Um, 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 Zakia, do you have anything that you would like to open up and chime in and say before we end today's broadcast?
No, not at all. I appreciate all of the enlightenment.
Okay, and I will send you a message on the book, letting you know what I need, and I'll get your reading started and out to you by this weekend.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Um, Ms. Williams, got anything you'd like to say to help us close it out today?
Just thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Kentara, can you open your mic and chime in or no? She might be at work, you guys, and just listening in. Dr. Atia, would you like to have any words before we close out?
Hey,
Hey there.
I am grateful. That's it. I am grateful.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then my brother, my fellow sojourner, my brother in arms, Ryan. Ryan, you have anything you'd like to say?
I think everything was on point. I appreciate everybody sticking in there. I appreciate Miss Williams. Appreciate you. Um, this has been the most applicable podcast to come to and prepare energetically and from a sense of frequency and planning for what's coming. So this is a rare place to be. And I look forward to everyone applying what you take from these calls and then come back to the calls and sharing what you applied and what's really on point for you. So let's keep it interactive. Let's keep it applicable. And thank everybody for staying in there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I appreciate each and every one of you that takes the time to come here and hang out with us. And just know that um, the shift, the actual physical shift has already happened. If you haven't felt it under your feet, guess what? It's coming. It's coming. And it's one of those shifts. It's almost like you are walking through the airport and you get on one of them tracks that takes you up to the next spot. Yeah. Yeah. Even if you, no matter what you do, you put your hands on the rail, you're still going. Yeah, you're still going. So just be mindful of the signs. Be mindful. You're going to get a lot of signs from animals, animal spirits, and animals that you see in and around your neighborhood or in and around the places that you go. And look for your numbers to flash and pop up all over the place this month, and be led by your numbers and guided to your numbers. Your numbers follow you and you follow them, but just be more mindful of your numbers uh, this month. And we have a really, really special event for the equinox. So stay tuned for that. I will be making an announcement. We actually will be doing a close out and usher in ritual on that equinox, closing out 25, ushering in 26. So I will begin working on the actual ritual steps, uh, and then we will take it from there. Any other comments? Any other questions? Any other concerns? Anybody got anything that they would like to bring up, talk about, anything
I
before
got
we?
something.
Yes, go ahead, Mr. Dennis.
Can you come up with some questions that we can leave this call with asking ourselves to prepare ourselves under the vibrations that you just gave us for this podcast right here? You get what I'm saying? What
Yes,
maybe
yes,
five or 10 questions that cut to the core of what we need to do for this period. I think that'd be good for everybody to leave with the call.
absolutely, man. Absolutely. Question number one: what is the ultimate in my lifestyle? So, what I mean by that, what picture in your soul, not a fantastical picture, not a unrealistic, what picture from your soul pops up when you think of your ultimate life, living and lifestyle, and then ask yourself, what must I do to get there? That's number one. Number two, who are the collaborators that I need to connect with in order to get my brand and my product to the next level, or myself to the next level? What endings am I regretting to end? And once you identify what those are, end those first. What do I desire to manifest? And am I willing to commit to the plan? Who do I need to express my real feelings to that I haven't, either ever or in a while? Where will I give my directed energy to in 2026? And then the last one, am I afraid of my own success? All right. All right. If there'll be nothing else, this has been On the Sevens with Pfeiffer's B Metatron, where we come to awaken to our mastered self, ascend with our evolving soul, and expand our consciousness mind. We are thankful and grateful for each and every one of you for your support and encouragement. Please continue to keep On the Sevens with Pfeiffer's B Metatron a part of your soul's journey as your mastered self awaits you. Let me leave you with this: as above, so below. As within, so without. As of the cosmos, so in your soul core level. It is so, it is so. Always be authentically you, unapologetically. Until we gather again, goodbye for now. I am Pfeiffer's B Metatron on the Sevens, signing off. Zen Uru, Zen Uru, Zen